Hi beautiful ones, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to give you my 7 tips on how to reduce breast lumps and fibrocystic breasts now. I'm Andrea Gonzalez and welcome to Fruitfully Nourishing. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and click on the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you don't miss a video that I put out every Saturday. First and foremost, I'm going to go into my tips, my favorite tips that actually help me to reduce fibrocystic breasts. So I wanted to share with you my story first before I go into the tips. That way you can understand what happened to me and how I took it upon myself to be an advocate for my health to help reduce fibrocystic breasts. I was diagnosed with fibrocystic breast about a year and a half ago. I went in for my mammogram and they did say that it was benign. And let me tell you, when you go in for a mammogram, it's especially if you found a lump on your breast, it was nerve-wracking. I could not go to sleep. I remember 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking online. It's like 1 a.m. and I'm looking online because it was very difficult to sleep. I was overthinking, and I am a religious person, but I was just praying. I said, Lord, I am scared. And any of you women out there know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Nobody wants to find a lump in the breast at all, because the first thing that you're thinking is cancer. But anyhow, I went in for my mammogram and thank God that it was just benign. It was a cyst. And so I had to go back in 6 months later and have another mammogram. And again, it was just a cyst. They call it fibrocystic breast. The entire time while I was talking with my doctor, the sad thing is, the only thing that she said was make sure you reduce your caffeine. However, what I do not like is that they don't give you a list. Hey, this is a list of foods. This is a list of supplements. These are the things or the nutrients that will help you with your fibrocystic breast, or you should say lumps in your breast, cysts in your breast. So as I went home, I said I wanted to know, how did this form? And the only thing I can think of, I was doing a bikini competition and I remember I wasn't able to sprinkle salt on my food because of the sodium and how it retained a lot of water. So a lot of bikini competitors, if I can speak, they are not allowed. Some of their coaches do not recommend salt. They may add it or take it out 3 days before their competition. So I was thinking maybe it was that. I was looking at my nutrition, I was looking at salt, and one other thing that I add in my diet was BCAAs. Now, BCAAs is not known for causing breast lumps, but as I stopped that and then I included iodine, in which I'm going to get into my 7 tips, I noticed it started going down a little, just a little. So that's my story I wanted to share with you in regards to my experience and how I'm getting ready to go into how I reduce my fibrocystic breast, okay? So I wanted to share with you that story first to let you know that these tips are the actual tips that I use to help to reduce the cysts in my left breast. So the first tip, you have to make sure that you're eating a healthy diet. You are lowering your sugars or eliminating them. The lymphatic system needs to be nourished. And what I mean by that, I'll go into more details into making sure that the circulation is working at its optimal best. You want to make sure, I don't know if I mentioned caffeine, processed foods, reduced iodine can also cause fibrocystic breasts or lumps in the breast as well. And if you have hormonal imbalances. So the second thing you want to do is make sure you're including green leafy vegetables. And I know every time I say it, I get tongue twisted. It's cruciferous. Cruciferous. Okay, yes. Vegetables. So that's your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbage. You want to make sure you are including that. If you have thyroid issues, you want to make sure that it is steamed well. You never want to eat those vegetables raw. And if your doctor says that you're unable to consume those foods, then you may want to see if you can take a supplement. And the supplement that I recommend, and you don't have to take it if you don't want to, is DIM right here. Okay, and it is, if y'all could see it right, I recommend this in another video as well. But if you want to take your broccoli, cauliflower, and your cabbage, just eat it, and you don't want to take it in a pill form. The reason why I recommend this one, because it's estrogen metabolism, and that's what those particular vegetables do. They help eliminate all that estrogen in the body, because too much bad estrogen in the body can cause fibrocystic breast. Yes, it's too much estrogen. And when you have too much bad estrogen, what it can do is also lead to cancer. So you want to make sure you're consistently eliminating that. So I do take this one, and it's a vegetable blend: spinach, broccoli, and cabbage, what I just said. Okay, you take this one, make sure you take a lot of water with this, and I have noticed a difference when I started taking this. And another plus is that it helps with some water retention, and there's several people that have reported that they lost just a few pounds around their waist. So that's a plus. It may help you, it may not. Make sure that you're including green leafy vegetables, and as I mentioned before, eliminated caffeine and sugar. So that's my second tip. My third tip is bras. I wish I had brought my bra in this in this video, but that's okay. I would wear nice, you know, you want to look nice and sexy with your underwire bra, but I noticed I eliminated underwire bra, and I have wireless bras. You can find them anywhere: Walmart, Amazon. Get a nice fitting. There's some companies. If you want to know what company I use, you can let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to give you a link to it. But you can find any underwire bra, good quality bra that helps with lift and some padding in there. But what underwire bra does is, if you notice, and when you take your bra off, you can leave it leaves an indenture on the side. And what that is telling you is that, number one, it's kind of tight, but of course you have fitting, you know your bra size. But what it's doing is cutting off that circulation. And when it's cutting off the good circulation of your lymphatic system, it's unable to really move any of that excess fluid, and it's just pretty much clogging it up. That I'm trying to say in most basic terms instead of using all these scientific words, whereas you can understand what's going on. So it's being constricted. It's too tight. And when it's too tight, then what happens is, it has been known wearing underwire bras to cause breast cancer. There are some studies out there that it can cause it. But if you must wear your underwire and you're not giving up your underwire, at least go wireless no bra before bed. Just don't wear a bra in bed. Pretty much, just don't. But I found when I changed from wire to no wire, I noticed it started shrinking even more. It was still there. I was able to press. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this all on YouTube, but this is real life, and this is for women only, of course. But there are some men that do get fibrocystic breasts and cysts in this area, because they also have high estrogen, bad estrogen, and they need to lower the estrogen as well. So there are some men, and this information will be of value to them. But it was in my left breast, and when I do my self-examinations within the shower, you just make sure you put a little soap, you lift your arm up, and you just press in that area, feel around. You want to make sure you're feeling around. But that's what I did, and I noticed, okay, it's starting to shrink. So what else can I do? Okay, I started rebounding for 10 minutes a day. So you want to purchase a rebounder. If you want to know where I purchased mine, you can go ahead, and I have a link provided in the description. You just want to do it for 10 minutes a day, along with dry brushing. You start from the bottom of your feet and you move all the way up, and you want to do your palms, back of your hands, just everywhere in circular motion, away from the heart. You want to do that before you get in the shower at least twice a day. Okay. Another thing, my fifth tip, my rebounding was my fourth. My fifth tip is to make sure, and I mentioned it before, is your bad estrogens. Now, I know I gave you some tips, or this vitamin that helps, it's a supplement particularly, that helps release some of the bad estrogen, but you also have to think, are you cooking in plastic? So you want to make sure that everything is in glass, as well as your cookware. Okay, you want to use stainless steel, stay away from aluminum, just high quality cookware. You also want to make sure you have a water filter. So what you can do is have a water filter, fill it up, your mason jars, you can use mason jars, and you can drink water that way instead of plastic. So you want to make sure that you are limiting or eliminate plastic. I know it's kind of expensive to replace everything, but at least start slowly with some things as well. And also in our products, in our makeup, in our mascara, anything that you put topically, because our skin is the largest organ and it absorbs everything. So look at your ingredients. Your soaps, are they phthalate or paraben free or organic? If you can't afford organic, at least look for phthalate or paraben free. Make sure your products do not have those ingredients, because those ingredients are well known for causing estrogen dominance, bad estrogen to start forming in the body, and it can also lead to cancer. This is why, just think about it, if you look at a Suave bottle of shampoo and then you have another organic shampoo that says it lists all these ingredients, it has no this, no synthetic dyes, none of these things. So just think about it, if it's listing all these things, that lets you know. When you look at your Suave, I'm like, when you don't really understand the ingredients, you're looking at it like, wait a minute, this stuff must be really bad that I'm putting on my hair. And I know it is expensive, but your health is very important. So look for organic, phthalate, or paraben free products, because it will greatly reduce your chances of developing breast cancers or any type of disease in the body. I'm not saying that it will entirely, but it will lessen your chance. Moving on to my sixth tip, supplements. All the supplements that I take, I noticed with me adding DIM, we talked about that before, and then I added super primrose oil. I started taking this, you guys, I'm just so tired of taking so much stuff, but when I went to the doctor, I wanted to know, why did it form? What made that cyst form? They can't tell me. And I'm one of those type of people that I like to study in chronology, and study human anatomy and physiology. I like functional medicine. I love studying that stuff. I want to know, why did it form? Can you tell me, why did this happen? And I know that's what you want to know too. So I included primrose oil. I take 2 of these a day, and I waited a while, and it also helps reduce some menstrual cramps. There has been some reports that it helps some women reduce their menstrual cramps. It may help you, it may not. You want to take this, at least I like to alternate with this and fish oil. But this has been known in several studies to help reduce any cysts and any fibrocystic breast. And I noticed when I started taking that, it started shrinking as well. And I'm over here dropping stuff, y'all. Woo! Another thing I mentioned about having bad estrogen. You need to make sure you are taking care of your liver, because your liver has to filter out all those toxins and estrogen as well. You want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and I take milk thistle. If you can't take all this stuff, that is fine, but you have to start somewhere. And this is really good. And also drink dandelion as well, dandelion tea. And I take this one, and it really helps with getting rid of the toxins in the body and helping to cleanse the liver and remove all the bad estrogen out, along with flax seeds. Sometimes I don't have any more ground, but I like using ground flax seeds, and I'll either put it in my oatmeal or I'll put it in my smoothies. And you can find this anywhere if you are interested. I will leave a link for it. What this does, it is good, and it's really high in fiber and your omega-3 fatty acids. And it's really amazing for removing all of the bad estrogen out of your body. And it's high in fiber. So fiber is known to remove all the bad estrogen. And also a good benefit as well, it helps if you have any stomach issues. But anything with fiber, you want to make sure you're consuming enough water as well. So you want to get everything going. And I noticed when I put that, I'll put 3 tablespoons of, these are the ground, what is it? Yeah, these are the ground. I'll put 3 tablespoons in my smoothie. And being that, look, I can't even talk right. These are the actual seeds. The actual seeds, what I'll do, I'll let them soak before I put them in my smoothie. The ground flax seeds, I'll just put 2 tablespoons in my smoothie. I gotta get this right. And last, I also like to add kelp. Now kelp, can you see that? Kelp is known to promote development of normal breast tissue and protects the formation of abnormal cells. And studies have been shown that when you are iodine deficient, that is when your breast can start developing fibrocystic breasts and any cysts and lumps as well. So you want to make sure you're adding, you can have kelp in capsules, or you can take this. I sprinkle this on food. I like to sprinkle this on my meat. I'll sprinkle it on fish, but this is really high in iodine. It has 970% of iodine. So you can get your iodine requirement in here. And this one, I believe, was the main reason. As I mentioned earlier, the reason why I wasn't getting enough salt, and then I wasn't eating enough fish as well when I did the bikini competition diet that I was doing. And I noticed that could be the reason why that my body started forming that within that year. And it took almost about a year, or I wasn't really checking. And you guys, you have to check. You have to, even if you don't feel like it, do it every day. Because even before that fibrocystic breast, or the cyst I noticed on my, I can't even talk right, y'all. On my left breast, underneath, when I lifted, it was a big, oh gosh, it almost felt like a boil. But what it was, my lymphatic system was being clogged by not having enough iodine and wearing these tight underwire bras. And as I eliminated that, it was gone. I was just freaking out. I'm like, what is going on? Women over 40, like all these weird things start happening to you year after year. Like a year go by, you're fine, and next year it's something new. So the older you get, more things start happening. So I have my last tip, which is number 7. You want to do certain massages. I'm not going to do a massage on YouTube, but what I like to use is essential oils. I use different ones. And I also have a magnesium oil. I forgot to bring it here, but there is a magnesium oil I'll use. And I'll have a carrier oil, which is, I'll use either almond or olive oil or jojoba oil, or either one, whatever one you have. But you want to make sure you're using a carrier oil. And I just simply, every night before bed, I'm not going to show you. So what you want to do is massage up the side, massage to the side. You lift the breast up and you massage down. Maybe one day I will do a video or a private video. Let me know if you are interested in something like that. You can leave it in the comments, women only. But if I do something like that, I will probably have a bra on. Of course, I would not be doing that on YouTube, but I really want to show you what I did. And you can do them to each breast. And then I'm sweating. You got, look, It says Diva ring light. But anyhow, this business right now. You massage up. Okay, you massage up with the oil. Okay, and the same thing because your lymph nodes are here. And then I'll just simply just lightly brush down where your lymph nodes are located. You're going up. And then if you do have a cyst, what I did, I would take my thumb and I will like move backwards, not forward, and press. Just massage it, and you're just pinching it a little bit and then massage it with your thumb like you're massaging a knot out of your breast. That's what you want to do. You make sure you want to do that every night. So these are the tips that helped me reduce my fibrocystic breast. Now I want to add that I am not a medical doctor. Please consult with your doctor on all these supplements. You may want to get a test. If you have thyroid issues, if you're on thyroid medication, you want to follow up with your doctor. I am not a doctor. I am a certified personal trainer and in nutrition, but I am not a doctor. I just want to let you know what helped me, and please follow up with your doctor. Share with him these tips and just try them. Even if you don't do the supplements, try and do some of the massage. But everything all goes hand in hand. You want to make sure you're doing a massage. You want to make sure you're working out. I said about the rebounding. Anything that works up a sweat to get some of that bad estrogen out, you have to do that every day. Even if it's not a high intensity workout, you have to make sure you're sweating out all of that bad estrogen, so that way you can reduce the formation of the cysts in the body, and that could be anywhere. A lot of doctors don't tell us why are they forming. You go even for a pap smear and you're wondering, well, why I have this cyst? Why do I have fibroids? Even fibroids are linked to low iodine. Yes. And also having a tremendous amount of caffeine. So it's entirely up to you. I know several people who do not want to reduce caffeine, but later on, as I was told, and I'm glad that this shrinked, and I pray it doesn't come back. So far, I haven't had any problems. I do check my breasts regularly. Make sure you're doing that. But I was classified as high density breast. I was told that later on in that category that it could possibly turn into breast cancer later on. So when I heard that, I said, this is why I'm telling you guys what I did and what I take regularly. Of course, I take a multivitamin, but everything that I mentioned here is everything I took and I added, and that's where I noticed the massaging. Making sure magnesium oil I will put on there as well. I take magnesium baths as well. So that is all I have for you guys. If there is any topic that you want me to cover, please leave it in the comments. I am completely open to anything you want me to talk about. I'm not a medical doctor, but I have experienced a lot of different issues, health issues in my life, and I love to do a lot of research and finding out the why. Functional medicine, that's what I like to study, okay? And particularly women that are over 40, because there's a lot of if you're going through perimenopause, you're going through hormonal imbalances. And that's another thing. You want to seed cycle. I know I'm kind of getting off of there, but you want to make sure you're seed cycling. That will be another video, but that's very important. The first few days of your menstrual cycle, I believe it's from 1 to 14, you want to make sure that you are eating a lot of pumpkin seeds. And then after your period is gone, then you want to add, I'm trying to remember, sunflower seeds or sesame seeds. So you want to take that. So that is cycling the seeds. Okay. So the first day through the 14th day, pumpkin seeds. Just eat your pumpkin seeds. And then while you are off your period, and I'm not going to talk about the follicular stage and certain stages. I just want to tell you, when you start, just to the point, that's how I am. When you start your period, the first day through the 14th, you want to make sure you have pumpkin seeds and then sesame seeds, and then your sunflower seeds. And sunflower seeds are really good in zinc. I just want to let you guys know that. So that is all I have for you today. Go ahead and leave a comment if there's anything you would like for me to discuss. And again, I thank you so much for staying until the end of this video. I hope it helps someone. I hope it brings a lot of light into your current situation that you're going through. You're not in this alone. It is scary, but with these tips, I'm sure that it will help. Make sure you're eating right and just stay prayed up. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you. If you haven't done so, go ahead and click subscribe and share this video with someone who may need to hear this. Until next time, be blessed and be fruitful.